As many of you have probably noticed at this point, I'm a little bit obsessed with Genshin Impact. But to be perfectly honest, where my true obsession lies in some of the lore. So, yes, I did make an entire PowerPoint presentation just for this topic, and I will not apologize for it. So, just a quick warning, there is blood and spoilers from the game, so if you're not caught up on the most recent update, which is 2.3.5, and then spoilers, serious spoilers up ahead. So, first of all, I really like studying visions, especially when it comes to constructs. So, as you can see from some of these pictures, according to the manga, both Kaya and Amber create basically shields. And something else that I noticed is right up here. Kaya doesn't actually use a real sword during the entirety of the manga. He only uses these ice swords that he constructs out of thin air. It's really fascinating to me, the fact that characters who, not according to gameplay, are able to do tons of different stuff. Jean in the comics pretty much does exactly what she does in the game. No surprises there. Okay. Now here's a question that I have, is that do arrows count as constructs? If you see in all of these pictures, none of them have Amber carrying arrows. We do know that she did have to bring her bow with her in one part of the manga, but she never brought any arrows. I don't see any arrows except for this one, which is possibly a construct if you consider it. Like, no arrows whatsoever, but she somehow has one. So that also kind of means that in the gameplay, technically every single arrow they shoot shouldn't be physical damage, because nobody carries arrows. It's just a theory. It's just a theory, but it's a cool one. Okay, so another thing is that Sayu reveals in her hangout quest that Teyvat knows about elemental reactions, because she mentions something along the lines of something causing a swirl reaction in her stomach. So, and then you see in the manga, this is another screenshot from the manga, where Amber and Jean use their powers together to create something more powerful against an enemy. So this is another bit. So catalysts, do they exist outside gameplay? Example 1, Heizo never shows a catalyst during any of his normal attacks. Only after his charged attack and his plunging attack do you actually see him wield his catalyst, but otherwise it's just his fists as an infusion. So basically his fists are his own catalyst. We also have this example of Ningguang during the battle in Liyue against Osile, where there's no catalyst. I don't see a catalyst, do you? Anywho, but in support of catalysts, not using them is pretty rare, because the Abyss Mage in Diluc's story quest, I believe, is surprised that he can shoot fire from his hands. We also have the example of Kaya being able to do this. We know that Kaya and Diluc are both pretty powerful, whereas compared to Amber, she has to use her bow or rocks as a sort of catalyst, something to focus her vision power on. Alright, now the most interesting and depressing part of this video is my information on hilichurls. So, we know that hilichurls are the Conrians. They are, after the cataclysm and the destruction of Conria, they were cursed to become monsters. And we also know, due to most recent quests, that the hilichurls specifically are those without pure Conrian blood. So, Nahida also says at some point that everything in this world runs in a loop. And that got me thinking. All of these pictures you see here are all from before the destruction of Conria. And those sure look like hilichurls to me. A little bit different in their masks and things like that. But the similarities are a little bit too hard to ignore, and this is one of the big things that I don't see anybody talking about. So if you have heard somebody talking about this, please let me know, because I am honestly in complete shock that this exists and that they showed it to us in the manga, and once again, I haven't seen anybody talk about this. I know that Nahida was referring to the Samsara, but it also might apply to the rest of Tevat in its entirety. So I'm curious as to who these people before, or if the Hilly Churls were an actual race that existed before the destruction of Conria. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I know this is an unusual video for me, and I'll probably clip most of this into shorts, but I mainly wanted to do this because one of my shorts recently, like, absolutely flopped, so I wanted to spend a little bit more time on the topics that I really enjoy. So, yeah, here you go. You're welcome. And I'll see you around.